Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very warm welcome to you all from Sadara Chemical Company. My presentation this morning will give you a brief history about Sadara, and we'll talk a little bit about the potential contribution Sadara Chemical Company can offer to the auto industry in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I will start with an overview about Sadara Chemical Company. I'll give you a quick picture about the whole value chain. We'll talk about the Plascon Park. It came up in the presentation of Dr. Alazzaz from Royal Commission. I'll give you more details about it. We'll talk about the highlights of Sadara products and how they relate to the auto industry. I'm sure you'll be familiar with all the applications, so we'll talk about that a little bit before we conclude. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a very young organization. We're actually 1 year and a half old. This picture records an important and historic day for us. It's the signing ceremony between the two founding shareholders, Saudi Aramco and the Dow Chemical Company. I'm sure you're familiar with the two-seated gentleman at least. That's Mr. Khalid Al-Falih, President and CEO of Saudi Aramco, and Andrew Leverest, Mr. Andrew Leverest, the Chairman and CEO of the Dow Chemical Company. Standing at the back is His Royal Highness, Prince Faisal bin Turki from the Ministry of Petroleum and Mineral Resources. Next to him is His Excellency Ali Naimi, the Oil Minister of Saudi Arabia. And next to him, His Excellency Dr. Ibrahim Al-Assaf, the Minister of Finance. And next to him, His Highness Prince Saud bin Thnayan, the Chairman of Royal Commission for Jubail and Yanbu. And I want to take this opportunity to thank them for all their support to Sadara and also to the downstream business development in the kingdom and the value park that are spreading all over the kingdom, as you've seen so far. Quick overview about Sadara Chemical Company. This is a $20 billion undertaking. And these days we get used a lot to the billion. So what I'm talking about is $20,000 million. This is the magnitude of the investment we're talking about. There's a lot of differentiated aspects to Sadara Chemical Company, starting from the cracker, the building, the machine that will create all the building blocks for the petrochemical complex. We will be starting the first naphtha-based cracker or liquid-based cracker in the GCC region. And as we will see later from the value chain, this will open the door for a lot of molecules that will open a door for a lot of downstream applications as well. As I said, this is the largest chemical complex that's built in one phase. Other companies did similar magnitude project in various phases. We're bringing 26 plants differentiated with Dow leading technologies and other well-established companies as well, producing around 3.5 million ton, most of which will be introduced to the kingdom for the first time. 14 of those will actually be new manufacturing plants that are being introduced to the kingdom for the first time. My responsibility and the hard-working team in the Value Park is to bring as many as we can of downstream players that will build on the product mix that is generated by Sadara or actually other local Jubail players, and take those products all the way to the value chain to close the gaps that are available currently in the kingdom, whether it's technology or demand, and try to eliminate some of the imports the country is doing recently. Finally, the construction started in the third quarter 2011, just literally after the two leaders of the two great companies executed the shareholder agreement. And we plan to have the start of the olefin production in the first quarter of 2015. We'll be introducing naphtha later that year and have full production by the first quarter of 2016. I'm going to show you some pictures about what's really happening inside right now as we speak. I talked about the mixed feed cracker. These are the furnaces for the cracker rising up in Jubail. And we just finished recently installing some of the big tall towers in the site. This is the propylene splitter downstream of the cracker furnaces. This is the crane you see there is the second biggest crane in the world. It was rented for Sadara to finish the installation of the big towers and left Sadara a couple of weeks to Brazil to do another similar job there. The TDI dome is one of our important and differentiated products that has very direct relation to the O2 cluster, and we'll see that later. As you can see, the dome is coming up. Currently, we are approaching 20%, just below 20% in total construction progress. And we are on target for early 2015 start, as I said earlier. Now let's put all of this in perspective and maybe look at the whole value chain for Sadara Chemical Company. As I said before, the basic differentiation of Sadara starts at the cracker side with the naphtha feedstock being introduced for the first time. And the whole complex actually receives so many chemicals ranging from simple salt all the way to benzene and toluene and other chemicals. We've actually initiated smaller JVs to enable the production of important material for us. We, in collaborations with other local industries in Jubail, we have a JV with Saudi Can, one of the SABIC subsidiaries, and Saudi Acrylic Acid Company, a joint venture between Sahara and Tasnia. The three partners are there to produce butanol. Sadara share will be used captively in this project. We also brought international investors to invest in certain products that we need. We brought Solvay. Solvay is a major company producing hydrogen peroxide. We have a JV with them to produce the hydrogen peroxide required for our propylene oxide facility in our complex. So all of this will be able to produce a lot of the exciting molecules that will enable a lot of the downstream opportunities, whether it's highly specialized elastomer-based polyethylenes, or it's the amine, or the isocyanates that will enable various polyurethane-based system house applications. And those will go into the Plascon park that I will talk about next. But again, I want to focus on the differentiated aspect of the naphtha. The naphtha will bring a lot of new molecules. Because we have naphtha, we have a lot of intermediates in addition to the final product as well. And those could be recycled, could be used as fuel. But what we would like to do is to actually bring major chemical companies to upgrade those based on their chemical content and create even additional products that could augment the final product that Sadara is making to create a lot of integration in the Plascon Park in Jubail, which is a joint effort between us and Royal Commission. So we're going to have the chemical companies who will take the intermediates, manufacture them through reactive chemistry plants to produce final products, and you have the Sadara products that will also go into conversion, potential conversion projects in Plascon. The targeted, just a quick list of targeted opportunities that we're looking at: specialty films, we're looking at household products, we're looking at polyurethane system house that could go into furnitures or internal lining for automobiles, oil and gas, a cluster which is one of our biggest cluster in the Plascon, water treatment, auto components, carbon black, and automotive fluids as well. I used the word Plascon Park a lot, and I just want to show you where this Plascon Park is located. It's actually located next to Sadara, between Sadara and the edge of Jubail 2. It's a collaborative effort between us and Royal Commission. Royal Commission actually is doing a great job in developing the concept for the park, and they're moving actually in doing engineering, and they will be ready probably in the first quarter 2015 in certain areas of the park. The total area here we're talking about is 7 to 8 square kilometers. So we're talking about 4 times the size of Monaco. So it's very huge, and it will be opened for not only Sadara but for other Jubail players who are interested in taking their products downstream. Now, just to show you some of the potential applications, I was privileged yesterday to go and visit the Dow Automotive System Center, so I know something about the application. Some of the applications we're talking about is the glass bonding adhesives based on polyurethane adhesives. We're talking about the seat foams from the polyurethane system house. We're talking about soft touch surfaces, or the structural reinforcement used for hollow components within the vehicle. On the elastomer side, we're talking about the interior trims, the exterior trims, and the decorative skins within the vehicle as well. We're also talking about, I talked about the glycol ethers, and those could be used for brake fluids as well, in addition to other additives for paints and coating. Now, just before we conclude, I just want to give you a quick overview on the type of investors we have identified and attracted to Plascon. And those are currently at different stages in the land allocation process. Some of them are starting their initial discussions with the Royal Commission. Some of them are talking about at a little bit more advanced stage. I just selected this glimpse of view to give you a flavor of the type of investors we are attracting that are related to the automobile industry. And as you can see, naturally, a lot of the polyurethane-based applications, that's one of our differentiated projects. I talked about coating acrylics and brake fluids based on glycol ether. So in conclusion, I think you've heard clearly that the Kingdom is driving downstream business development. It's been a consistent message throughout the whole morning today, and you've seen a lot of different value park initiatives in Sabiq's and Tasni''s presentation. Azam talked a lot about the cluster concept and the value park that are being developed there in Yanbu. So I think the message is very clear that the Kingdom is driving value park and downstream business development. We are bringing a lot of new products, but we would like to complement also what's available from Tasni' and Sabiq and others to enable that opportunity for this important sector. Sadara is a game changer, certainly. We're bringing a lot of new products to the Kingdom. We are proud that we will contribute significantly to the GDP and create opportunities for job creation. With that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you very much.